But yeah, man, good game. Yeah, good game, man. I'm like literally. I said my part at the beginning. I'm just here now. I'm just gonna sit back until I decide to drop off and just gonna let you guys do your usual thing of chefing up the club and the manager. And I just you get me sit back.
Don't you think like the second and third goals kind of glossed over what was not a very great performance? Like the second goal was a great goal.
Whoa, slow down, brother, man.
But like, I mean, like,
you don't think we played good today? I thought it was a very great performance.
So in what way?
We controlled the whole game. We was playing quicker than what we usually do.
Well, yeah, we controlled. Yeah, we're good at controlling the game.
Like we were saying one touch passes. I don't know. Like what? It's like all of the things that some of the fan base complain about was addressed in that game. And now, be it as it may, it's just a preseason friendly. It don't mean nothing, just like none of the other ones did. But I enjoyed sitting down and watching some lovely attacking football, very forward-thinking football. It wasn't so much horseshoe football. Don't get me wrong, it still happened, but hey, old habits die hard. And yeah, I mean, I mean, if I wanted to, like, I don't know, like,
did you see like a considerable improvement on what we saw at the end of last season? Like now, I understand that it's preseason. I'm also the same as people. Like, I don't really count preseason that much. Like, give me a performance at Old Trafford, and then I'll think about my reply.
Spurs always matters, man. Spurs always matters. I can't hear that.
I just don't understand.
That's another caveat. It's like, why the hell are we even playing Spurs? But that's
yeah, we shouldn't be playing them. But my thing is, I don't understand why that's what. I don't understand why I'm thinking about last season.
The problem, I think, is that it's not that we're playing like a different kind of formation and, okay, it doesn't work and it's preseason. It's the fact that we're playing the same way and we're getting kind of like not so great. Okay, we won 3-0 today. I get that. But, like, we've not been playing that well with the same sort of situation, with the same sort of tactics and kind of setup and situation. I mean, so I think that's why people are a little bit worried.
But it's different, though, because we played a completely different lineup to what we played against Villarreal in key areas.
But we played what is going to be our first team lineup. That's what, apart from Lewis Skelly, we started with what was basically going to be our first team,
and we won 3-0.
Well, yes, but like what I'm saying is like the setup and everything. If you actually watch the game, sort of generally, the Bilbao team did not sort of like come out as that much, and like we didn't really create.
There was times where they pressed high.
They was pressing high. They weren't low blocking. That's why we had.
There was times where they pressed high. Yeah, but I can't judge how we do against a team that low blocks when I just played a team that didn't. I don't know. I'll have to wait until I come up against one in the Premier League.
I do agree.
Because we played those teams every week.
Can be true, yeah.
No, what do you mean we played those teams every? Okay, when I played those teams,
let me say this in this form.
I didn't have Zubermendi.
You can be happy about the performance, Hooks. Yeah, both things can be true. I'm going to put this in the most simplest form. All of us are happy about the performance today. All of us are happy about the performance today. The only thing that I didn't like was the instruction by the manager for the fullbacks that made them look dangerous when they were offering nothing. Yeah, which is a completely fair thing for me to say. That's what I saw. The performance today overall was a very good performance, but it's also fair for me to say when I look at the preseason as a whole, I have not seen anything that I feel like we can take into next season to get us over the line. I have seen us play like this before in previous seasons and come up short. And where did we come up short? Where did we come up short? It was in-game management. It was not playing players that were in form. It was persisting with players out of form.
But with different
not making the right substitutions. Can you have a second game plan? So if you look at, but hold on, let me just say this. If you look,
can you address that? Because you conveniently left that out.
Hold on, let me just say this. If you look at this game as a whole, I get why you're happy. Yeah, I get why we're all happy about the performance today. But the expectation now is to win the league. So then when I go look past this game and I say, okay, for the rest of the season, what do I have as a fan that I visually seen to tell me that we can get over the line there are things that I haven't seen. And those are the 5 things that I had a problem with last season and the previous seasons.
I hear it.
Yes, we have a striker. Yes, we have improved. When I asked you, and I asked you straight, I said, Hooks, where do you see us getting to this season when you said that you were fine with the performance today? And you said, as it currently stands, you still see Liverpool winning the league and us coming second. Then you said, I can't predict things, but that's your opinion. And I said, I agree with you, Hooks. The reason I agree with you and the reason you got us second is because of the things that I'm talking about. And even you are predicted us not to win the league based on no improvement on a plan B and not enough improvement on the bench. Not when you're talking about, but we didn't play our first team. Those are the players that we're going to have to use off the bench to impact games or to actually start if we have injuries, which means
we're not off the bench and impacted the game as well.
But we're not confident. But even you, when I asked you, where do you see Arsenal finishing the season? Even you have to concede that you still don't have us winning the league. And the reason
that's because Liverpool, they won last season by a comfortable margin. They're favourites to me by default. And then they went and they had a strong window.
Exactly.
If they don't go and get Isak, and then we go and grab an Eze or a Rodrigo, then that's going to change. But as it stands right now, right now, it's all gone, everything closed. It has to be Liverpool because they're the champions.
Okay, and us here, exactly. But Hooks, you know this, yeah, and you know this. Us here, we all want to win the league, so we're looking at it as if we don't win the league, it's not enough. It's phase 6, it's not enough. So when we got concerns about winning the league. We don't have concerns that we're going to finish 10th or that we're going to finish 14th. We have concerns that we're not going to win the league. And when we're talking about deficiencies in the team that we still haven't seen addressed, like you said, they've added personnel. We haven't added the personnel to match them. They still got a manager that's got over the line. They've got players in their team that have experience of winning the league. We have not bridged the gap enough. We've made improvements, but we haven't made enough of improvement. So when we are, well, it's not to a degree because you agree in our prediction that we're not going to win the league.
Yeah, but so that's me and you. There's people that think we will win it.
But we're talking me and you. And when we're talking me and you know my criticisms of the team is, have we got enough to win the league? And when I don't see the improvements that I want for me to be happy, then I'm going to criticize. When we bought Zubamendi, I was happy. When we bought Gyökeres, I was happy, but I said we still needed more, which you agree on, which is why we're not going to win the league yet. So as it currently stands,
we could still win the league, but
it's not only
guaranteed.
But at the same time, when you're sitting there saying, yeah, but look at the improvements they've had, we should be in phase 6. We should be ready to now win a major honor. We should be. The concern is that there's still a massive question mark.
Well, we are ready. We just can't get over the line.
So then we're
we're ready in the sense where I think if you this team, as in personnel that is in the squad, they can win the league. We're getting to the point now where it's down to the finer things.
Would you admit that the manager's gonna fumble the bag again then?
Yeah, that's where we are. But this team can win a league. It's good enough. We have good enough quality to win a league.
But under this manager, we can't.
With the right direction.
But under this manager, he still needs to prove that he can get over the line.
Right. Okay. So you've got the same concerns as us then, basically.
I mean,
that's what I was saying, because I was very happy in isolation. Sorry to just jump in there. I was celebrating the goals on the watch along. I was very, you know what I'm saying? It's not but when I'm saying, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, what's the common denominator in how we kind of played a bit stinky, and it reminds us of last season. That's why we're talking about it, because what we're seeing, that looks like last season, which didn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, when I take what's the common denominator? Well, Athletic didn't play a low block today. Well, AC Milan never really played a low block either, although they was more defensive than I say Bilbao was today. And obviously we are going to face that more. Newcastle, they were pressing quite high in the first half. In the second half, and we was lucky to get through that game, I reckon. You know what I'm saying? We
got through though. Yeah,
we got through.
So we can be low block. So we can be low.
So what does the one time account for all the other times?
No,
when we win the low block one time, what about all of the other 18 times or the other 14 times?
Yeah, but that's fine. That's I'm talking about how you're saying that we won this game because they were playing low block, but then Newcastle played low block and we won that game. So to me, that's a moot point. To bring that up is a moot point because we've already proven in this preseason. I'm not talking about all the other games last season because there was different personnel. Like we was in a different mood. Like we had injuries. Like it was just in a different way, different context, all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm talking about in preseason. We've beaten teams that don't play low block and do play low block. And correct me if I'm wrong. In the game against Newcastle, we didn't play the lineup that we played today. So now I'm playing a better lineup. So with a better lineup, wait, we didn't have Gyökeres.
And you think that's going to fundamentally change whole different?
We didn't have Gyökeres against Newcastle.
Yeah, but we're still playing the same way.
No, but what I'm telling you, and what I'm not saying you're doing this or it's just you, because there's a lot of people in the world that support Arsenal that do this. You like convolute things. Like we have different. It's like even when Northside was
there's
talking,
a lot of enabling as well.
He said a lot of things, but he failed to address. Even when I asked him to, he failed to address the fact that we have different personnel. So it looks similar to 22-23, but the personnel is different.
And with that personnel, you still predict us not to win the league.
Yeah, but just because it looks like 22-23 doesn't mean necessarily 100% fact it will end the same as 22-23. I mean, it still could. I'm not even saying that Arsenal are 100% going to go win something. They better.
If this was Liverpool or Man City with the manager, let's say Man City sacked Pep and they got Arteta in as their second and he didn't come over to Arsenal, and then Man City won an FA Cup in the first season and then won nothing for the next 5 years, what would we be saying as Arsenal fans to Man City fans? We'd be ripping the shit out of them. We'd be calling them losers and all that kind of shit.
We'd want him to stay, man. Yeah, Man City keep Arteta, no?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. It's kind of like
I don't understand what that to me doesn't matter. Like, because rivals never want the best for rival teams, so I don't understand.
No, what I'm saying is, if it was any other team, if it was Liverpool, if it was Man City, if it was Man United, who had a manager who hadn't won anything for 5, 6, whatever years, we as Arsenal fans would be ripping the shit out of them, saying you're losers, you're fucking cultivating losing. And
I mean, that's not entirely true though, because we all knew that Ten Hag should have been sacked, and he won like 2 trophies back to back.
Right.
Like we all knew that Ten Hag was
still one more. I mean, I'm not trying to be confrontational, but I'm just saying that like Ten Hag has won one more.
Oh yeah, 100%. I know this, but he was not good for Manchester United, even though he won back-to-back trophies. So, I mean,
but then when it comes down years down the line, am I going to tell my kids about Arteta, we got like second 3 seasons in a row, and they're going to say that we won the FA. You could potentially go to Wembley to watch the Wenger won FA Cups, whole city, and against Chelsea and all that. Like those are really great memories that I will keep in my mind. It's that I do not have memory, like the similar kind of level memories of like finishing second and maybe doing this and maybe doing that, and this is the kind of thing that, as we go forward, the likes of Saka, the likes of Saliba, the likes of Rice, and all these kind of players will want to leave, and this is what fans don't realize. If we continue the way we are, trophyless, 1, 2, 3 seasons down the line, not even 3 seasons down the line, because we built it up a little bit now anyway, those players are going to go, and this is what fans don't seem to understand. Like, we are not going to keep the same play. The same 11 isn't going to just keep going and going and going and going again just because we love Arteta so much, apparently, because that's actually not true. They're just kind of like saying it because they're kind of like forced to, because of their PR, because of the sort of